What's up, haunters? So it is finally that time of year again to do some tours of my haunted house, of course. As I'm filming this, we are only a couple days away from the greatest night of the year. And of course, I have finally finished my haunted house right here, which is so cool. I've got so many awesome themes this year, animatronics, decorations, and more. And today I'm going to be giving you a full lights on tour. So this is not going to be like my nighttime tour where of course I walk you through where everything's going off. I don't do any commentary. Instead, this video I'm going to be taking you through, doing commentary, showing you every little detail I include here in my haunted house and telling you some backstories on a couple of themes that I have done. So anyways, should be an awesome video, and that right there is enough talk for the intro. So let's of course get started by checking out the Carnival. And here we are, everyone, at the start of the haunted house. This is, of course, the Carnival theme, which, of course, you can see we have this big archway inflatable, which welcomes you in, which looks so cool. And I will just say now, I don't have any of the animatronics out yet. I don't put those out to Halloween night, but I'll still show you around. Of course, start off with this little guy, which is just blocking the way for now. He'll be in the tent for Halloween night. You see a little glimpse in there. Of course, on the side right here is the haunted house rules and warnings. Of course, just a few random themes on there just to warn people about. And then of course I have the Carnival sign up here, which is custom made. Then in we go, where a lot of stuff in here is custom made, like this ticket booth, where of course we have the corpse in there. See up there it says tickets, and man, this looks awesome right here, especially with that corpse guy in there. I love it. Even that the tickets hang out, which is awesome. Yeah, such a cool centerpiece to this room. I love it. This side we have the games, another custom sign up there. Have all these stuffed animals, which I have one from the Carnival, of course, hang up, which look cool. And then, of course, we have one of the games right here, Ring Toss, which there'll be some stuff for that right there in Halloween night. Moving on over here is the candy stand. Of course, another custom sign, which I love how it looks. Has those lights on there, too. And down here, of course, we have candy. We've got some candy apples and some lemonade on top right here. Of course, in this wall, we got one of these little cutout guys, which is a clown. Also got the magic right here. This is where Henry Hustle is going to go, showing off some magic tricks. Got the Art the Clown banner right there, looking spooky. Over here, got a little circus sign. Then this right here is a little stage. I have this where the sword swallower is going to go, and yeah, this looks awesome right here. Then moving on over this way, got Hang Clown, and see this booth right there, we have the blue light. Then here's the games. We have Bottle Up, and then there you can see another look at the sign. Also, all these Christmas lights hung up above to give this room a nice colorful glow. Then in there is where you enter the haunt, so let's go in there. And carrying on our next theme, leading in from the Carnival right there, of course, outside you enter into the Carnival, which is such a cool theme. Of course, ignore some of this stuff. This is just for me finishing up the clown tent outside, but pretty much this theme right here is a theme that I started last year. It's pretty much, I got this guy right here, and he's really hard to fit into themes because, I mean, he does kind of fit into the Carnival out there, but other than that, there isn't too many places I could fit him, so I want to do like a theme centered around him, which is like a Carnival theme. So, of course, that's what I came up with, like a arcade-type theme. So, of course, we have him right here, and then there's a couple other random props in here, like I have the Mist and Pumpkin right there. On this side, we've got the Pop-Up Girl, a simpler jump scare, but still really cool one. Then, of course, on this side, we have this guy right here. So, overall, I will say it's definitely the one theme I have that doesn't feel as much like the theme it's supposed to represent, like the arcade. Really, the only thing that makes it feel like an arcade is this guy in here, so honestly, a theme I may scrap next year or may make it feel more like an arcade, but overall for this year, looks pretty cool, especially with this guy being the centerpiece as a jump scare, and then some of the stuff I have here in this room also look pretty cool. And carrying on from there, as you enter through the Keep Out banner right here, you enter into the Hall of Spiders, which is a theme I've been doing ever since year 2 of the haunted house, and honestly it's still one of my favorite themes to do. One of the things I love most is just how I have the spider web going around everywhere. It's all over the walls, of course, it's above you, and even a little bit on the floor. You can see I have some spots where I have the spider web, which is awesome. I love how it looks. And then it's just infested with spiders. Of course, at the one end we have the massive Wanda Webworth right here, such a creepy one right there, just standing there terrorizing people. Of course, I have spiders just all over the walls, like this spider right here, which I don't think is actually what spider skeleton looks like, but It's all over. Got the spider sacks above. We got these guys hanging up here, which is a bit hard to see with the light, but if you look on there, I have all those. And man, it just looks insane. A couple other cool characters in here. We got Hauntress right here on the one side. We got the 3-foot Cauldron Witch right there. And then, yeah, it's such a cool room. It looks so cool with all the lights on everything. There's strobe lights going everywhere. And also this little detail right here with the laminated thing. But overall, I love how this looks crazy with the spider web going everywhere. And then just so many spiders infested in this room. And then carrying on, as you enter through this Happy Halloween banner, you are brought to Jack's Tavern. This is an all-new theme I'm doing for 2025. Of course, last year I got Jack of Spades right there, and I got Dean the Deathologist right here. So, you know, with having these two bar animatronics, I just had to do a bar theme because really there's no other theme that these two could fit into. Last year they were just quickly placed in my haunted house because I got them last minute, so I didn't have a theme for them, but to have Jack's Tavern in here now looks awesome. Of course, you start off walking through here, and this is the bar counter. Of course, we got the Sin Scarecrow here drunk at the bar, which is so cool. He's got his like bottle right there and the cup and everything, and he's usually one that I have on candy, but it's just way more convenient to hand out candy out in the driveway than to have people reach his candy bowl and everything because people often miss him, and then since it's not work as good anymore, so cool because I have him on a step pad now, so he'll just go off as you walk in. And of course, we got Dean here behind the bar. So happy I got him. He looks insane. I love his voice lines and background audio he has and everything. It's awesome. And behind, of course, I can see we got the bar right there, the Kramer up there on the wall. The bar counter itself looks awesome. Got these like wooden boards right here in front of it. On top, we have a little plate right here. It's supposed to be like some scarecrows. Got this little vulture guy. We got the phone on the one side. And man, overall, that part looks awesome there. Then this side, we got Cerberus. He's supposed to be like the guard dog watching over the tavern right here. Then also on this side, we got Jack of Spades, which he's supposed to be kind of like the owner of the haunted house, and he just sits around his bar, just drinking, smoking, gambling, you know, what the typical skeleton of his class does. But yeah, honestly, such a cool theme, and also love the lighting here. Of course, it has this nice orange glow, which looks so spooky. When carrying on, this next theme isn't necessarily like a separate theme. It's technically still Jack's Tavern right here, but it's supposed to be the back. This is where the band is, and this theme is basically just the skulls at Jack's Tavern, so kind of a separate theme, but also kind of isn't. But overall, this is an awesome theme. Pretty much, as you can see, it's just the skeleton band, which I have had here in the haunted house for the last couple of years now. But it's really cool to have it in the bar theme now because it really fits in a lot better rather than it used to be just like a random little room where you'd walk in, they have a skeleton band. Now it actually has somewhat of a purpose in here, which is awesome. Looks so cool this year. I've, of course, upgraded the guitar and scenery guy to this guy right here, which is from Canadian Tire and Party City here in Canada this year. Of course, the Bluetooth radio with guitar. He is such a cool looking one right there. We also have this guy right here, which I do not have a name for yet, but he's the drummer. Of course, he's got the bone drumsticks. He's got the drum set right there. Of course, it has skulls on it. And man, that looks awesome. Also, have sort of like a little stage right here. We got the little thing going along the edge right there. Of course, there's a bunch of bones right there. It's kind of like a little graveyard they're in. Then it's got this massive backdrop, which I'm a huge fan of. It says the skulls run there. It's got a big skull, a little bit hidden behind him. You kind of see it. Then, of course, the RIP and then the cross right there. So overall, so cool. I've also got these orange lights hanging above right here. Got these little posters all over the wall. I got this awesome light that shines on them. Even more posters and stuff up there. Overall, I really love just how this theme turned out this year. Definitely better than last year, and I'm definitely going to be doing the skeleton band again, and the bar too. These two themes just mix together so well. And then carrying on, we have this room right here, turned back. This is, of course, the Forgotten Toys. This is a room, basically, it's supposed to be like a child's bedroom, kind of, where all these toys just got left behind, and now they are all possessed. Such a cool theme. I love how it turns out, of course. Some stuff on the wall over here. I love these creepy stuffed animals I have everywhere. These are all custom made out of my old stuffed animals because I decided instead of giving them away, why not creepify them and use them here in the hot house, which I got so many cool designs. Too many to show you all right now, but as you can see panning around the room, there's so many. A few awesome characters in this room too. We, of course, have Yoda right here, which, like, I guess he doesn't fully fit the vibe in here. Like, he's not really a toy or anything, but I still like having him in here. Like, Yoda, he could be like a big toy in here. I don't know, but I still love having him. We also got the Rome Bear right there. We got the Forgotten Toys in a way in there. Then Darlin Dolly at the end, one of my greatest jump scare animatronics. Love having her there. Then we have the blue lights going all above, which is so cool. Of Of course, I have this cool mat right here that you walk across. This also hides the step pad for Dolly right there. So many other cool details. Of course, right here we have this little sort of like stand right there. Got some lights on there and everything, and caution tape blocking it off. Overall, such a cool theme. Loved how it turned out this year, and yeah, I'm definitely doing this theme again next year too. And continue on to the contaminated area. This is the zombie Wasteland, of course, my zombie theme. I'm a big fan of zombies. Honestly, zombie movies are some of my favorites out there, so I just had to do a zombie theme, and this one looks insane. Of course, we got Bog Zombie right there, Forgotten Farmer, we have Little Jack Carver right there, and then stuff all over the walls. We got these zombie crossing caution tape right there. We have some signs all over, like I love that sign we got right there, and the zombie hunting permit sign right back there. Also got this little thing that's sort of blocking off these two right here, and then got all the arms along the bottle, some of these like creepy prime balls right there, which I spookified. And yeah, overall, an awesome room. I first started last year, and it looks so cool once again this year. And honestly, I would like to do it a bit better next year. Honestly, it may have to be something that I group into my graveyard theme, but overall, for this year, it looks awesome in here. And then carrying on the last room in the Haunted House, it says Asylum up there, but it's kind of the dungeon theme I do, which looks awesome. As you can see, yeah, it's just this creepy dungeon right here. We have all these tortured souls. We have this guy right here who's being electrocuted, the electrified corpse, which he looks awesome. Also have him on this cool button this year, so you push that, he'll go off. Yeah, some chains block off the way, and then just chains all hanging just overhead right here. Pretty much what you do is you walk through here, you push through the chains. Got even some with like skulls on it, feet. So creepy. Another corpse on one side right there. Got the caged skeletons right there. This Reaper guy here at the end, and then Rusty down there, and then that like bloody tablecloth wallpaper I got everywhere. Some other skeletons hanging around in here. Also got this guy up here chained up. Overall, just your typical dungeon. And man, it looks so cool in here. And honestly, as always, this is definitely one of my favorite themes. And anyways, with all that said, that is it for today's daytime or lights on tour of my 2025 Haunted House, which looks awesome. Of course, if you want to see what the rest of the yard looks like, I also have a video of that, a full tour of taking you around that. Then also, if you want to see a video of a nighttime of how everything looks, and especially with the animatronics out in the yard and the Carnival tent, which I wasn't able to show you today, of course, stay tuned for that. That video is coming on either Halloween night or November 1st, which is going to be awesome. But anyways, that's it for my pretty much final long-form video of the 2025 Halloween season. But anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.